Hello, hello, and we are live. Welcome in, everyone, to Season 1, Episode 5 of VTubers vs. Reality, starring the great Dr. Bright. I hope I said that right. Awesome, so as our... That song ended perfectly for the intro, which I was like, yeah! I timed it right. So a quick review of what this is obviously about. So that for those who are new, this is a talk show that I do to talk about VTubers who are content creators and also do a job or go to school at the same time. So what is the scene is I'm going to be completely and utterly only focusing. Why? Oh, I forgot to put the Discord audio in here. That's a little silly of me. One moment. I gotta find it because I'm silly. I recently just changed everything, so it's a bit all over the place, and I apologize. That. Turn it on. You say something now. Yay!
Hello.
It's picking you up perfect. And I will turn down the kitchen music to be subtly in the background. And there we go. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, this show is to focus on content creators who are doing so much and still making content. So that means I will not be thanking anybody for any sort of subscribers or follows or anything. The only thing I will be acknowledging is raids, and I probably won't be reading the chat that much. If you're interested, you could type !FAQ or !talk show. Currently, my Google form is open, and I'm scheduling some new talk shows in the future. So if you're interested in being on the show and you fit the category, feel free to join my Discord and fill out that form. That being said, let's get started. So what would you prefer I call you? Do you have like a preference?
Most people just call me Bright.
Okay, I'll call you Bright then. I like that. So then let's start with the first question. What's your name? Tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you? And what are your pronouns?
Um, I am, of course, the great Dr. Bright, an SCP and horror VTuber, and I'm 23, and my pronouns are she and her.
Awesome. You're a little older than me. I love the horror VTuber vibe people have. Your character's really cool. Well, so tell us a little bit about your character. What is your character?
um, the hardest way. Basically, their souls trapped forever inside this amulet upon their death.
Oh.
So they just placed it on top of a very durable robot body
Hmm.
and found an anomalous mask and used it as the face.
Wow, that's so intense. I love that. Very SCP like. Very SCP like. So I like that. It fits with the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me go to my questions list so I'm a little in order here. Um, when did you start streaming and when did you decide you wanted to become a VTuber and why?
So the exact date I started streaming was November 3rd, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I've only recently started VTubing around January 31st, 2023. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it for a while because I thought it would be fun to not just entertain people with my humor and horror
Mm-hmm.
elements, but also just have some fun for the people to look at, like my small model here.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about VTubing is that you never have to have like worry about a camera. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. The amount of times I'll end up sitting on my desk with my feet up, just like I'm eating food and look like a slob. My room is a mess. I'm like, no one needs to know. No one ever needs to know.
Yep.
That's the great thing about VTubing. So, was there a specific reason that you wanted to, like, do VTubing, or was like someone that inspired you, maybe?
Um. Uh. There wasn't really a specific reason for VTubing. I just saw it as fun,
Mm-hmm.
but my content going for SCP related work, uh, basically I was inspired by both the Vulcan and SCP Illustrated.
Ooh, those I've heard
Because,
of those. I'm not a big
yeah,
SCP person, but I've definitely heard of those because Markiplier did a
yeah.
bunch of SCP stuff and my friends into it. So yeah, that's super valid. I love that. Honestly, sometimes there just isn't a reason. You just do it. Um,
hmm
who is someone that inspires you either currently or in the past? It could be IRL for anything or it could be related to VTubing.
Like I said, the Vulcan and SCP Illustrated, because even though YouTube doesn't always push out their work, they continue making it and continuing improving their work.
Mm-hmm.
So basically showing just don't give up. You'll eventually make it as great as they are.
Yeah, that's such a cool a
hmm
cool inspiration. Just because you aren't like hitting 1 million views every video, you still keep doing what you love, and I love that. That's super sweet.
hmm
So you did answer this a little bit, but if you want to elaborate a bit more, what type of content do you make? What specifically do you play or do on stream?
Like I said, I do SCP and horror content. Either I read SCPs and horror stories, or play SCP and horror related games.
Oh, another storyteller. I'm a storyteller as well, though I don't do it as much
hmm
on stream. I do it more so for my YouTube content, but still love storytelling. It's such a great way to like express yourself.
hmm
So how many hours a week do you put into work?
Uh, Usually 36 to 60 hours a week, depending
60
on
hours?
yeah.
How do you sleep? When do you eat? Holy crap, dude. I thought 40 hours was a lot. A 9 to 5 job. Fucking 60 hours. What are your hours, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what do you work?
uh 12 it's 12 hours a day.
Jeez. Please tell me you get a break.
Oh yeah, 3 breaks.
Oh, thank God. And how long are those breaks?
It can be 30 minutes to an hour depending on how slow it is.
That's fair. I used to work, before I got my RA job at my school, which is resident assistant. I used to work 6 hour to 8 hour shifts at my job, and after 5 hours, you're given a 15-minute break. If you're working 6 hours or more, you get a 30-minute break. Um, and when I would work 8 hours, it would be like halfway through the shift, they're like, okay, go on break now, get your food. And I'm like, can I have 45 minutes? Because I have to walk across campus to get food and come back because it's so far away. And they're like, fine. And then they would give us 45 minutes because there was no other place to get like actual food for dinner. So they would like cut us
hmm
some slack. Are your breaks unpaid out of curiosity when it comes to that, or are they paid?
Yeah, they're paid.
Lucky! I didn't have that. I'm jealous. Mine were unpaid. We had to clock out. Alright, so. And number 6 was originally based upon for those for schooling, but, did you go to school by any chance or get a degree? And if yes, what did you study?
Um, uh, I tried to go for an animation degree, but I kept being given really terrible teachers.
Oh, I feel that, honestly. I totally understand that. If you don't mind me asking, because I'm someone who has learning disabilities as well as ADHD and I'm neurodivergent. Did you
hmm
ever struggle in school with that kind of stuff when it came to learning and things like that?
Yes.
So we're on the same boat. Unfortunately, depending on the college you go to, some of them are just not good at
Oh
handling
yeah.
neurodivergent students. I'm very lucky that the professors I've had have been very considerate, especially when it comes to my neurodivergency. But I totally understand where you're coming from. Would you, if given the opportunity, ever go back to school, having the right accommodations and setting?
Um, yeah, I would give it another go.
Have you thought about perhaps doing a smaller degree online? Something a little more easier. I find that certain people with neurodivergency like myself find it easier to learn online. Others find it too hard. But would you think about maybe like an associate's degree online?
Uh, I mean, I would, but I've yet to find one for animation.
That's true. Animation's pretty hard. So, a little off topic, animation. Do you do art? Do you like, is that something you do like often?
I practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Practice 40 hours a day. um, so what you said you wanted to do anime, like animation art and stuff. Would you ever like do that on a YouTube channel?
Um, if I ever feel like it's good enough, I will eventually post it. Yeah, because I don't want it being going through and it
Yeah.
don't look that good.
I mean, but it's a little. There's a content creator who did this. I don't really like using them as an example, but they did improve pretty drastically. It's an Undertale fan show called Glitch Tale. Just using them as an example, I don't like them. I don't like their stuff. It's not my interest. Whatever. Basically, their first episode was compared to their art now was so much worse. I'm not saying it was bad. It's better than anything I could do animation wise. But they
Yeah.
posted some crappy quality stuff that they really worked hard and worked their ass off. That they definitely really improved. So you could start out with poor animation quality, like just fucking stick figures, and then get popular off of that. So I honestly think it's worth looking into, even though animation takes a hell of a long time.
Oh yeah.
So the next question. What kind of job do you have? And you don't have to be specific, like you don't have to say the exact position or where you work, obviously. Please don't dox yourself if you want to just say a general thing.
Well, it's basically where I put this plastic type film that can't be used, and it gets put into machine to be turned into liquid and dumped into a barrel.
What's the purpose of that, if you don't mind me asking?
It's because the liquid, because the reason why the film has to be done that way is because the film was made way too poorly, and that the unstable chemicals in it would go bad, especially since some I've dealt with in the past are explosive.
Oh.
An
So,
example would be nitroglycerin.
wow, so you're dealing with chemicals and shit. Damn, that's such an important job. Holy shit. Kudos, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry, if you don't mind me calling you dude, I call everyone dude.
they're fine.
So then what happens to those chemicals? Do they get like stored somewhere like nuclear waste does? Or is there like, well, what do you do with it? How do you dispose of it?
They usually get taken and dealt with at a different company. I have no idea what happens to the
Okay.
chemicals.
So you just put it in there and they take it
Yeah.
and do whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
And if you don't mind me asking, does it pay well? Is this like a job that, like, how'd you get this job? Do you enjoy it? Is there like, how'd you get it?
With a lot of training and it plays decently enough.
I mean, that's fair enough. So is this like a government job? Did you have to go through all sorts of like verification and background checks? Like, 'cause this seems like a very important job.
It's not, weirdly enough, not a government job, but I did have to go through a bunch of verification stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, did you just like see a application for it online or something, or did someone like recommend it to you? How'd you find it?
Um, I was working within the company and just asked if I can have it, and they gave it to me.
Damn, damn. That's just like, hey, can I have the job? Shit, I wish that happened to me. Instead of having to wait days to hear back from someone, go, finally you're hired. Like, that'd
Yeah.
be... Next question. What's your dream job or profession?
Um, either just an animator or a full-time streamer.
Oh, okay. That is an animator. Specifically, would you say anime, or would you be like, let's say if you got a job somewhere else animating like a TV show or like a movie, would you do that instead?
Um, probably anime or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, fair enough. What about like video game-esque anime things? Would you do that? Like maybe Genshin Impact or something?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think I would do much with video games.
Mm-hmm. That's valid. I mean, some people are just like, this is definitely not the industry for me, and it's cool to know that.
Yeah.
Alright, so how do you deal with managing surprises, or maybe surprise shifts, or other things like that when it comes to your streams or content creation?
It depends on how long a surprise shift is. It can be like maybe a few hours or a full 12 hours.
Right.
And if it's like only a few hours, I just delay the stream to a later time.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a full 12, I'll just cancel it and move it to a later date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Do these surprise shifts happen often?
No.
Yeah, so
They
you have a set
rarely ever
schedule.
happen.
Okay. What? How do you balance your work life and personal life on top of being a content creator?
Basically, I stream on my days off and on day shifts. On my days off, usually it's not till later on during the day, so I have a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
And on day shifts, I I have short streams because I previously worked. I'm gonna be tired, so I'm not gonna stream for a very long time.
Right. Yeah,
So that's
that's
pretty much how I do it.
so valid. Um, I guess I'll skip something to go to. How often do you stream? And for how many hours?
Um, there's actually only 7 days in a month that I usually don't stream.
Wow, so you stream often. Holy shit. How? With your
Hmm.
60-hour work weeks? How?
Yeah, yeah, and I usually uh basically work my stream schedule around my work schedule, so I always know when I cannot stream.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, how many days a week, like, do you stream on average?
It could be mm, 7 3 to 7 days. It depends if I get
Jeez.
night shifts.
I only do 5. That's if I'm lucky. I'm just in school. Like, there are just days where I'm like, nope, bye. um, damn. Okay, I see how it is. I see you. So, how long are your streams on average?
Um, it can be from like on day shifts it'll be like maybe 3 to 2 hours, but like on off days it can be from 7 to 12 hours.
Holy shit. Look, man, after 2 hours, I'm exhausted. 5 hours is sometimes my limit, but damn. I'm jealous. Give me the strength. Alright. So, what is something that you want to do currently, but can't because you're working?
I would I'd probably like try and make more 7 to 12 hour streams if I could.
Jesus
And
Christ.
and probably draw my free time, increase my skill.
That's fair. Do you take art classes, like, or watch videos on it?
No, I just kind of draw by myself and improve on my own art.
Oh, that's valid. So, when it comes to your content, do you, like, post videos on YouTube? Do you have a VODs channel? Other than Twitch, is there anything else you do?
Yeah, I take my VODs and turn them into videos on YouTube.
Oh, okay, so you have a YouTube channel. How often do you post on your YouTube?
Um, very often.
Interesting. And how long have you been doing that? And how long have you been, like, doing videos on YouTube?
I think only a few months before Twitch, because I never heard of Twitch before when I started YouTube.
Fair, that's understandable. Do you prefer one site over the other? Or do you have, like, a preference when it comes to making content? Do you prefer streams, or do you prefer making the videos?
Well, I do prefer Twitch because, unlike YouTube, Twitch doesn't give me false copyright claims for my stuff.
Oh yeah, sounds all the time that happens. Jesus Christ. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. The amount of times I have been copyright claimed for things that are fake, and YouTube's like, oh, we can't do anything. I'm like, it's literally not a real company. They don't exist.
Yeah. And as well as an SCP creator, it's illegal because all my stuff's Creative Commons. You can't copyright it.
Yeah, that's... Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh my goodness. So sorry about that. Yeah, no, I totally get that. It's a lot when it comes to that. And that's super frustrating, especially for content creators, because you're suffering from fucking all these copyright claims, and then your videos get demonetized if you even have monetization, and then because they're already there, it lowers your stuff on the algorithm. It's a mess, and it's like, they don't fix it. They don't do anything to stop it, and it's like, you should have a verification system. There should be one. Why isn't there one?
Yeah.
Alright. So, in an ideal world, how many days a week would you like to stream, and how many hours?
Well, this is easy answer. I would like to stream most of the week, like maybe either 6 or 5 days, giving myself 2 days off to maybe like edit down the video files into 30-minute videos or so, and probably be around 7 to 12.
That's so long. Holy shit. I'm like, I don't know how you do. Do you like take breaks? Do you like eat? Like, how does that work when you do those long streams?
I usually eat something big before starting it, and have some water next to me.
That you don't like stop and take a break? Like, you don't get up and stretch? Like, you just sit there for 12 hours?
Only if I need to go to the bathroom, I'll take a break, and that's it.
Wow. I mean, I would have to like get up and take like a stretch and like a breather, be like, alright, chat, I'd be like 10 minutes away from y'all, like, goodbye for 10 minutes. Especially of Firefox's these nuts jokes. I think I'd be like, alright, I've had enough of you. It's been too long.
Oh, I've done way longer sitting in the chair.
Jesus.
I think the longest I've done was 21 hours. Because of subathon.
Yeah, damn. So you did a subathon. When did you do that?
I believe the last one was in August, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow. So you do multiple? When it comes to subathons? Wow.
Yeah.
How many have you done?
I think 4.
And how long were all of them, and what did the timer start at?
The other 3 were very small, because I was very small at the beginning. Wasn't even an affiliate yet. But, I think they were around 75 hours.
Jesus
the small
Christ!
Ones.
That's still long.
And the most recent one was set before the people started subbing or whatever. It was set for 5 days.
Damn. That's a long ass time.
Yep.
Alright, so if you had the opportunity to, would you want to become a full-time content creator and leave your current job?
Oh yes, wholeheartedly.
That's so valid though. I know some people are like, no, this is more of a hobby for me, I like doing it. Others are like, yes, give me the content creation life. So, if you had the opportunity to, would you go to conventions and like appear on a screen?
I would probably appear on the screen, but I am not yet comfortable showing my face yet. So,
Sorry, I forgot to turn my channel point redeems off.
oh.
And somebody redeemed something, and I'm like, no. So yeah, I totally understand that. Like, I meant on the screen, like with a model or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely would.
Do you plan on getting a live 2D model or a
Oh
a
yeah.
3D model maybe?
Oh yeah, I already have one being rigged at the moment.
Ooh, fancy.
Hmm.
Are you excited about that?
Oh yes.
So, how long has that been in the works for?
Um, let's see. It would be a week and 4 days.
Oh, wow. So, did
Mhm.
they give you like an approximate like date that it's done?
Hopefully, it'll be done by next week.
Ooh. So you're gonna do like a reveal and a debut? Is that like a plan of yours?
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. That's normally when a lot of VTubers pop off, is when they switch from PNG to a model. But
Hmm.
they tend to lose some people if they don't like stream right away after the debut, because people are like, I want the content now. So that's like always a huge thing for people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is the ideal form of content you would like to make as a content creator?
I would try to push for more SCP content, such as animations of it,
Mm-hmm.
or if I feel like I've done well enough, an SCP like show that's an animation and all that.
Right. That sounds cool, honestly.
Mhm.
So, with your animation skills, do you have like a tablet? What program do you use?
So far, I've been only trained on a computer.
Wow, so you don't even have a drawing tablet?
I wish I.
I mean, they aren't that expensive. You can get a cheap one for like $30 off of Amazon. So, I mean, it's up to you. To improve your skills a lot better, a drawing tablet is always really useful, especially using like Clip Studio or Procreate or any of those other programs, especially because Procreate's having this huge new animation program with a lot of features, and it's only $25 for a lifetime purchase. Like, they're not, you don't have to pay any more than that. So their new animation software is like blowing everyone out of the water, and it's hilarious. So is there any advice you'd want to give yourself from when you started out?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Go ahead.
You aren't going to get far just by streaming the most popular games everyone else is doing and just copying like their behavior or whatnot. I've had that bad problem. I've stopped doing that for a long while. But just play things you're interested in and just be yourself.
Yeah. Anything else you'd want to give your tell your previous self, I guess?
Um hmm. Oh, don't always respond to random messages you get on Discord. Please.
How many times have you gotten like potential hacker messages or like fucking GFX artists?
Oh, I'm not gonna say what they did, but uh, there's when I was streaming with someone else during a collab. They came on and hacked through our game and blared certain words
Oh.
a white person should never say. That's all I should say.
Oh.
You can already infer.
Yeah. That's, yeah, so don't click on random. Honestly, that's why all of my talk show stuff is done in
Yeah.
private DMs. And that's why I
Oh
talk to
yeah.
people before they come on the show. Because if I am gonna start hearing some stuff beforehand and I get to know them better, then I can cancel the episode and be like, sorry, you're not appropriate.
Oh yeah.
And also that's why I have all my audio separate, so I can easily just mute the person and then they can keep talking and I could be like, well, I'm so sorry, but you're no longer allowed on my show. Goodbye. And then just end the episode. Yeah, so we are nearing the end of our question list. So is there any advice you want to give to anybody out there who's listening or just also starting out?
Uh, yeah. So you're not going to immediately get followers and viewers the second you start hitting the start streaming button. Obviously, I mean, for me, it literally took me 4 years to reach one of my follower goals. To get
Wow.
the 300 followers. It surprised me. Yeah, I didn't think I would ever get there. It
Yeah.
it c- it can be really hard to do on Twitch, but it's best to never give up. Also, don't copy others. It's people will most likely tend to stay and watch and follow you and even sub to you if you just be yourself. Don't
Yeah.
just copy people.
Honestly, so valid. I totally agree with that. Don't copy other people because you're not gonna get anywhere doing that. If you're the same ooh anime girl, that people are gonna accuse you of copying one, and two, you're just not gonna be as interesting to watch. Just be yourself. That's why I'm just like very fun and use my character to be who I am, and that's it. Like that's it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So our last question on the list is: are there any projects you're working on or something you're extremely proud of that you would like to brag about? And I will link all of the socials you gave me. Here is the Twitch or Twitter, excuse me. Let me give you a shout out.
Yeah. Yes, there actually is 2 things that I've done not and and one of them I'm still doing uh on both YouTube and Twitch channel
Mm-hmm.
is that I was the first person ever on the entirety of YouTube to make episode series of a tier listing of the danger levels of every Keter class anomaly and on the SCP wiki, and there are thousands. It's
So you
yeah,
you did that? Holy shit, dude! That's
yeah
awesome.
it's still going, and I'm also the first person to create a series of this weird, funny ass game called SCP Meganaut RPG.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome, dude. That's so cool. Do you have a video for that? Like,
I have both playlist links.
um, if you want to send me um, that playlist, I could share it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, sure. Here's there's 2 different playlists, and there they are. Like,
I will
yeah.
copy and paste those. That's incredible, dude. That's like, and have they gotten a lot of views? Are they popular?
Yeah, I've seen people like respond in comments saying that they get recommended the tier list episodes, and when I fully released SCP Manganaut RPG, like the lowest I've gotten was like 100 views on it, like day 1.
Damn, I don't even get that in 5 days. And that's me consistently posting over and over again, like voice
Yeah.
acting stuff. So that's awesome, dude. Like that's such a cool niche to have. That's something you should be really proud of.
Mhm. I am.
Awesome. So with that, that is the end of our questions list. If there's any question, would you like to open it up to anybody in the chat to ask you a question?
Sure.
If anyone has any questions for the great Dr. Bright, you may go ahead and ask now. Otherwise, I will get ready to raid out. So we'll give them about a minute or so, maybe a few minutes to see if anybody will have any questions while I go grab that person and see if they're still alive to raid them. any questions, feel free to type it in the chat. I'll wait, because delay is always a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it looks like there aren't any questions. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the talk show. I will be uploading a VOD of this on my VODs channel, which I will put in the chat for everyone. If you type !VODs, you can go ahead and check out the VOD. I will send you a link to that VOD. And thank you so much for your interest in the talk show. And I will be live on VStream later this afternoon, and then I will be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST for my first solo playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. So thank you so much again for joining me. Let me send my ending stream, and then we're gonna go ahead and raid out. So I am going to def myself, and I will be back.